Well, you are watching the guest on CRTV News. Well, we are talking about a very important topic that has to do with, its link with the educational milieu. Here with me, of course, the topic is violence in schools. We're talking about the stakes and definitely looking what the prospects will be. I am privileged to have Mr. Yaoundé Maximiliano Sewoko. He is a principal of Pinnacle of Success Academy, found in the Yaoundé 4 Council. Of course, he is in that sector, education. He masters so many of those things, and he will be telling us much about what concerns violence and how it can be avoided. We greet you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ngi, and it's a pleasure being with you once more after a long time. And I extend my greetings to our televiewers who are always glued to this national TV.
Yeah, I think our viewers will first of all want to know what is violence. Probably violence in an academic milieu is different from violence on the street.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Generally, from in terms of conceptual elucidation, violence could be referred as the act of perturbing an established order, or generally we say it is the use of force to dominate or to compel someone to do something. It could be someone or thyself. That is why the United Nations Organization, the World Health Organization of the UN, define violence as the use of physical force or threatening or actual, which could lead to a malformation or a deprivation or an injury or death. So it could also be physical or psychological harm that is being done onto a person. So that is, in a general sense, the conception of violence. But talking about violence, which gets into different domains. We have like a typology of violence: the self-directed violence, interpersonal violence, and collective violence, which all falls either in the domain of politics, economic, socio-economic situations, or academic milieu or schools. So, as we are talking about schools, we have interpersonal violence or a self-directed violence that have been practiced in a school milieu.
And we know most of these violence perpetrated in school milieu, secondary school, most especially. We've had several cases of drug consumption, students caught with narcotic, substances and so on, knives, threatening others in school. The teacher was stabbed some years back. Now, tell us what could be the cause of violence, because this is among the youth.
Yes, as you are talking about the youth, and as we're talking about schools, it is an ill which has made every education stakeholder to be on the topic, to reflect. Reason why, as you spoke about, the teacher was stabbed, that was in 2020, and which led to an international symposium organized in Cameroon by the Ministry of Secondary Education at the Hilton Hotel, whereby it involved a good number of persons to come and reflect, education stakeholders come and reflect on a way forward. And one thing struck my attention when the Minister of Secondary Education made a statement, I quote, "In the past, violence could not be something that a true African could dream of," end of quotation.
Yeah.
So when she made mention of this, it caught my attention. True African. What are we talking about? Who is a true African? And when we talk about true African, it means there is, like Julius Nyerere said, we are food cooked in a foreign pot can never quench hunger.
Yeah.
So we are in a situation whereby students, youths are practicing violence in school because of some foreign or alien attributes or elements which could be accountable for the reasons why they behave as such. Now, talking about the causes, PSA, we could have home-based causes and social causes, societal causes. Home-based causes, sincerely, we are in a society whereby we know, as we're all growing, the education begins at home.
Yeah.
It means when the home fails to educate a child, then irrespective of what the society does, it is just adding insufficient Maggi into a pot of soup that cannot really be tasteful. So the parents that we are we first of all have to do everything to remedy this situation. That is a cry. That is a song we have been singing.
Briefly tell us how you're managing this situation. You are the principal. I should remind our viewers that you are the principal of Pinnacle of Success Academy. Yes. How are you managing? How are you containing or trying to put a stop or handle such situations in your school? We know your school has a good, clean record when it comes to that.
Well, but my predecessors have been doing a wonderful job. The vision bearers of the institution have been doing a wonderful job. So we are just putting our hands together to make sure we get into a paradigm shift of methodology on how to curb this violence practice in schools and to see on how to go about it. Now, the method, we know we always have to look into inclusive education.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Mr. Nalyonge Maximilianus Ewoko, principal of Pinnacle of Success Academy. It is in Ekundum here in Yaoundé, in the Yaoundé 4 municipality. We thank you for coming, and we're always, looking forward to bring you because we know we were having so many topics linked to education.
Thank you very much. The pleasure is mine, and unfortunately we do not have enough time, but I pray for other opportunities that we are going to elaborate more on this.
Let's consider this was just a teaser.
Exactly.
Okay, well, that was Mr. Nalyonge Maximilianus Ewoko, principal of the Pinnacle of Success Academy, talking on about violence in school. We thank you very much for being there. It was the guest. See you some other time. But do not forget, keep watching interesting programs on CRTV News.